In this video, we're gonna go through another example of solving a story problem that involves a quadratic. So the story problem we're gonna work with is a rock is thrown upward from the ground by the wheel of a truck. Its height in feet above the ground after t seconds is given by the function h of t equals -16 t squared plus 20t. So first thing let's do is let's just define our variables. So our x is going to be the same thing as our t. And our t value, if you look up to our problem, is in seconds. So t is equal to seconds. Your h of t is going to be your y value. And in this case, it's the height in feet. So basically saying we have two quantities and numbers that we're looking at, and those two numbers are seconds and height. So let's start by drawing a sketch of the graph. So I would recommend, first let's start by labeling our axes. So our x-axis is going to be t, and it's in seconds. And then our y-axis is h of t, which is our height in feet. Okay. So as we sketch a graph, I would recommend finding two pieces of information. I would first figure out if this graph is going to be opening up or down. And in this case, since our a is negative, it's going to be opening down. It's going to be an upside down parabola. And then I would recommend just finding your y-intercept. So if this is my equation, to find my y-intercept, I'm just going to plug 0 in for t. So I have -16, 0 squared, plus 20 times 0. That's just going to simplify down to 0, which means that I have a y-intercept of 0, 0. So I'm just going to sketch a parabola that's upside down that has a y-intercept of 0. Okay. This is just going to give me an idea of basically a graph that I can use to maybe look at and identify pieces of the graph that might be important. So my first question that I want to know is how long does it take for the rock to reach its maximum height? Okay, so maximum height, that's cluing us into the fact that we're going to be looking for the vertex. We're looking for the point on the graph where the height is the biggest, right? So what's that point at the very top of my parabola? So we need to find the vertex. So we're in standard form. We have h of t is equal to -16 t squared plus 20t. So to find the vertex, I'm going to identify a and b. So my a is -16, my b is 20. And then I'm going to start by finding the x value of my vertex. So the x value of my vertex is -b over 2 times my a value. Okay, so it's going to be -20 over -32. I can divide 20 and 32 by 4. And I'm going to get 5 over 8. At the same time, I also cancel out the negatives because there's a negative on the top and the bottom. So my vertex is 5 over 8. And I am actually going to write this as a decimal. Oftentimes in story problems, it is more useful or helpful for us to have decimals. It's a little bit easier to graph and sometimes easier to talk about. So my x value of my vertex is 0.625. Now I'm going to find my y value. So to find the y value of my vertex, I go back to the original equation and I plug in the x value of my vertex. So I'm just switching out all the t's for 0.625. And this is when I want to use my calculator to simplify this. So again, story problems are not going to be nice, pretty numbers that we usually give you on your assignments. You're definitely going to want to make sure you have a calculator nearby as you are solving these. So when I multiplied this out, I got 6.25. And that is the y value of my vertex. Which means that my vertex is 0.625, 6.25. Okay. So now let's go back to our question that we asked. How long does it take the rock to reach its maximum height? So let's remember that this vertex is going to indicate our maximum height. But my question wants to know how long it's going to take. So how many seconds is it going to take before I hit that maximum height? And the seconds in my vertex are showing up with my first coordinate. That's my x coordinate or my t. And we said our t was in seconds. So that means that the answer to this problem is that it takes 0.625 seconds for my rock to reach its maximum height. So less than a second, and that rock is as high as it's going to go. So then the next question is, what is the maximum height of the rock? All right. So maximum height is the other piece of my vertex, right? This y piece, which is equal to my h of t, that's my height in feet. So that means that the highest that my rock is going to go is 6.25 feet. Now let's just make sure that these two answers are reasonable. Let's go back to our story problem. So we're looking at a rock being thrown upward from the ground by the wheel of a truck. So think about a truck like rolling over like a dirt road, and this rock just is flicked up from the wheel of the truck. It would make sense that rock is traveling really, really fast, so it's going to take less than a second for it to hit its maximum height. So to me, that means that this first piece that we got, that seems right. And then we got that the maximum height of the rock is 6.25 feet. So that means it's about as tall as a tall guy, right? That seems about right. It's a truck, so I assume it's big. It's got a lot of power, so I could see a truck flipping up a rock to be about as tall as a guy. Okay. All right, let's answer our last question. How long is it going to take for the rock to hit the ground again? Okay, so let's look at our graph and kind of think about which piece of the graph we're talking about. So let's look at our graph and say, well, we know that at the beginning, the rock's on the ground, right? And then it travels up, and then it plops back down, and it hits the ground again on the other side of my graph. Okay. So we're trying to find this second time that it's touching the ground. So if you remember from what we know about graphs of quadratics, that is going to be our x-intercept. So we're trying to find the x-intercepts of this graph. So let me just copy down the equation first, and then we can start talking about how we could do that. So if we're trying to find x-intercepts, for one thing, we know that we want the h of t, or the y value, to be 0. So we're trying to solve this equation equal to 0. And there's a couple different ways I can solve this. I can use the quadratic formula, I could factor it, or I could use square roots. In this case, I can't use square roots because I have two different t's that have to complete the square. And I could use the quadratic formula. I'm going to try to factor this one. I think it'll be a little bit easier. So I'm going to start by factoring out a GCF. So I notice that both of these numbers are divisible by 4. So I'm going to factor a negative 4 out. Both of these terms also have a t, so I'm going to factor out a t. So if I factor out a negative 4t, I'm left with a 4t plus 5. So now, since I'm in factored form and I'm trying to find the x-intercepts, I can just set each of my terms, or each of my factors, equal to 0. So I'm going to have negative 4t equals 0, and then I'll do this one over here. I'm going to have 4t plus 5 equals 0. I'm going to move this one over too. So let's go ahead and solve these two. Let's start with the negative 4t equals 0. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4, and t is equal to 0. Okay, that's not surprising because we knew that one of our y-intercepts was at 0, 0, right? When the time is equal to 0, the rock is still sitting on the ground. Oh, I just realized that we made a mistake in our factoring. Let's jump back to our factored form really fast. I factored out a negative 4, which means that this parentheses is going to be a 14 minus 5. I'm so sorry, I should have switched that sign earlier. So I'm solving 14 minus 5. I'm going to begin by adding 5 to both sides. I'm going to get 4t equals 5. To get the t by itself, I'll just divide them both by 4. So t equals 5 over 4, or 1.25. Okay. So that means that it's going to take me 1.25 seconds. It's going to take that rock 1.25 seconds to go up and then hit the ground again. Okay. So one thing that I want to talk about is just that very last mistake that I made. So as I was working through that problem, I made a factoring mistake at the beginning, right? And I didn't realize it at the time, but by the time I was solving this equation right here, let me switch my color. When I was solving this equation, I realized that I was going to get a negative number, which didn't make sense. And so I realized that I must have made a mistake earlier on. And so that's what prompted me to go back and fix this factoring mistake. So if you make a mistake in a problem, or if you get an answer that doesn't make sense, like a negative answer would not make sense here. You can't have negative seconds. So if you get answers that don't make sense, go back and check your work. You probably made a mistake. It could be a super small mistake just at the very beginning. Like my mistake was just putting a plus sign instead of a minus sign. So just realize that these problems are long sometimes. You're going to make mistakes, but you can find them and you can catch them.